Welcome everyone. Today we'll talk about one of the most significant topics you will ever hear in your life. How to work on yourself. Not your job, not your situation, not other people, yourself. Because at the end of the day, everything you want in life is connected to one thing: the person you're becoming. Most people spend their whole life trying to fix the outside. They try to change their job, their income, their environment, their relationships, their results. But they ignore the one thing that controls all of these: themselves. And that's why they stay stuck. Because if you don't improve yourself, your life will repeat itself. Different year, same habits, same thinking, same problems. You may change your environment, but if your mindset is the same, you will create the same results again. You may get a new opportunity, but without growth, you won't be able to handle it. You may begin something new, but without discipline, you won't be able to continue it. That's why working on yourself isn't just significant, it's the foundation of everything. Working on yourself doesn't mean reading quotes or watching videos. It means changing the way you think, the way you act, and the way you live, every single day. It means doing what you don't feel like doing, fixing habits that are hurting you, building habits that make you powerfuler, controlling your mind instead of being controlled by it, improving your skills even when no one is watching, becoming improved even when it's uncomfortable. It's not simple, it's not quick, it's not exciting each and every day, but it's real, and it works. Most people never work on themselves because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to blame, it's easier to complain, it's easier to say, "I'll begin tomorrow." It is easier to stay the same. Working on yourself requires honesty. You have to admit, "I am wasting time. I am not consistent. I am avoiding what matters. I am not disciplined." And most people don't want to face that truth. So, they avoid it. But the people who grow face it. And that's the difference. Imagine, there are two types of people in this world. The first type waits. They wait for motivation. They wait for the right time. They wait for assist. They wait for life to become easier. The second type works. They work even when they don't feel ready. They work even when it's gradual. They work even when no one is watching. They work on themselves every single day. After 1 year, their lives are completely different. Not because of luck, but because of daily improvement. Step 1. Take full responsibility for your life. If you don't take responsibility, you will never truly change. Because as long as you believe that your life is controlled by something of you, you will stay powerless. So, the first step is simple, but very challenging. Stop blaming. Stop blaming your situation. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming time. Stop blaming luck. Because every time you blame something else, you give away your control. And without control, you can't improve. Responsibility doesn't mean everything is your fault. It means everything is your responsibility to improve. That's a very powerful difference. Maybe your situation isn't your fault, but improving it's your responsibility. Maybe your past was challenging, but your future is still your responsibility. Maybe people disappointed you, but your growth is still your responsibility. And the moment you accept this, something changes inside you. You stop waiting. You begin acting. Imagine two people living in the same challenging situation. Both are tired. Both are struggling. Both feel stuck. The first person says, "This isn't my fault. Life is unfair. Nothing will change." So, they stay the same. Days pass. Months pass. Years pass. Nothing changes. The second person says, "This situation is hard, but my life is still my responsibility." So, they begin little. They improve one habit. They learn one skill. They control their time. They reduce distractions. They work on themselves quietly. After 1 year, their life is different. Not perfect, but improved. Powerfuler. Clearer. That's the power of responsibility. Because when you take responsibility, you stop wasting time on excuses. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You stop blaming your past. And you begin focusing on what you can control. Your actions. Your habits. Your time. Your growth. That's where real change begins. The moment you stop blaming and begin taking responsibility is the moment you take control of your life. And when you're in control, you can become anything. Step 2. Control your daily habits. Because they control your life. Most people think their life changes in large moments. a large opportunity, a large decision, a large breakthrough. But that's not how real life works. Your life isn't built in large moments, it's built in little daily habits. What you do each and every day becomes who you're. Not what you plan, not what you want, not what you say, what you repeat daily. If you wake up late each and every day, scroll your phone for hours, avoid challenging work, delay significant tasks, live without structure, then your life will gradually become unfocused, stressful, weak, directionless. Not because you're not capable, but because your habits aren't supporting your future. If you wake up on time, move your body, spend time learning, practice your skills, focus on what matters, then without noise, your life becomes powerful, clear, disciplined, powerful. You don't feel it immediately, but one day you look back and everything has changed. Your habits are like invisible forces. They don't shout. They don't show results instantly, but they are always working either for you or against you. Every little habit's a vote for the person you're becoming. Think of a little water drop falling on a stone. One drop doesn't thing, but thousands of drops over time create a hole in the stone. That's the power of repetition. Your daily habits work the same way. Little actions, repeated daily, create permanent change. Don't try to change your entire life in one day. Begin with several simple habits. Wake up at a fixed time. Give 30 minutes to learning. Spend 15 minutes practicing a skill. Avoid one distraction. Complete one significant task. Do it daily, not perfectly, but consistently. Once your habits change, you don't need motivation each and every day. You don't need to force yourself. Your system carries you forward. You become the kind of person who shows up, follows through, keeps going, and that identity changes everything. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. So, if you want an improved life, build better habits and protect them. Step 3. Learn to do hard things even when you don't feel like it. This is where most people fail, not because they are weak, but because they depend on feelings. They say, I'll begin when I feel ready. I'll work when I feel motivated. I'll try when I feel confident. You won't feel ready. You won't feel motivated each and every day. You won't feel confident at the beginning. And if you wait for those feelings, you will wait forever. Growth feels uncomfortable, always. Waking up early feels hard. Studying feels boring. Practicing feels repetitive. Discipline feels painful. Focus feels challenging. That's normal. That's not a problem. That's the process. Think about going to the gym for the first time. Your body hurts. Your muscles feel weak. You feel uncomfortable. So you stop. Now nothing changes. But if you go again, and again, clears throat, and again, your body becomes powerfuler. The same pain that once stopped you becomes your strength. Life works the same way. The things that feel hard at the beginning become simple when you stay consistent. The difference isn't intelligence. The difference is simple. One person does what is simple. The other does what is necessary. One person follows comfort. The other follows growth. And over time, that little difference becomes a completely different life. Begin training your mind. Do one challenging thing each and every day. Complete what you begin. Don't quit when it becomes boring. Don't stop when it becomes uncomfortable. Even little things matter. Because every time you do something hard, you prove to yourself, I can trust myself, and that builds real confidence. Because when you stop depending on feelings, you become unstoppable. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need motivation. You don't need the right mood. You act anyway. And people who act consistently always move forward. If you want to change your life, stop asking, do I feel like doing this? Begin asking, is this the right thing to do? Then do it. Step forward. Control your environment, or it will control you. Most people think success is about inner strength. They believe, if I am powerful enough, I can succeed anywhere. But real life doesn't work like that. Because even the powerfulest person, if placed in the wrong environment for a long time, will gradually change. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but gradually, quietly, without noticing. And that's dangerous. Your environment isn't just a place, it's everything that enters your mind each and every day. The people you listen to, the conversations around you, the videos you watch, the habits you see daily, the standards that are normal around you. All of this becomes your normal. And once something becomes normal, you stop questioning it. If you're surrounded by people who waste time, then wasting time feels normal. If you're surrounded by people who avoid hard work, then avoiding effort feels normal. If you're surrounded by negativity, then negative thinking feels normal. You don't wake up one day and decide to become like this. It happens gradually through exposure. Now imagine placing it under a gradual dripping tap of dirty water. One drop doesn't change anything. 2 drops don't thing. But after many drops, gradually, the entire glass becomes dirty. That's how environment works. It doesn't destroy you in one day. It changes you gradually until one day you realize, I am not the person I wanted to become. If you place yourself in an improved environment where people respect time, where growth is normal, where discipline is expected, where effort is valued, then even if you're not perfect, you begin improving. You feel uncomfortable being lazy. You feel uncomfortable wasting time. You feel pushed to become improved. And that discomfort isn't a problem, it's growth. You don't need to change everything overnight. Begin with control. Reduce time with people who bring negativity. Stop consuming content that wastes your mind. Choose what you watch, listen, and follow. Keep your physical space clean and organized. Spend time in silence if needed. Even little changes in environment create large changes in behavior. You can't always control your situation, but you can control what you allow into your mind. And that's enough to begin changing your life. Because when your environment supports you, you don't fight yourself each and every day. You don't depend only on motivation. You don't feel pulled in the wrong direction. Instead, your surroundings quietly push you forward. You may think you're choosing your environment, but in reality, your environment is choosing who you become. So choose carefully. Step 5. Focus on one direction instead of doing everything. They try to improve everything at the same time. They want improved health, better income, better skills, better habits, better lifestyle, all at once. And because of that, they achieve nothing. Your energy is limited. Your time is limited. Your focus is limited. And if you spread it everywhere, it becomes weak. You begin something new. You feel excited. Then after several days, it becomes challenging. Then you get distracted by something else. Then you switch. Then you repeat this pattern again and again. And at the end of the month, you feel busy, but not improved. Imagine trying to dig a well to find water. You dig in one place for several minutes. Then you stop and move to another place. Then again, another place. You keep digging in different spots, but you never go deep enough in one place to reach water. Now imagine choosing one spot and digging deeply, gradually, steadily, consistently. At first, nothing happens. Then the soil changes. Then moisture appears. Then finally, water. The difference isn't effort. The difference is focus. Most people don't fail because they are not working. They fail because they are not staying. They don't stay long enough in one direction. They keep changing paths before results appear. Choose one main direction. Not 5. Not 3. Just one. Ask yourself, what is the most significant thing I need to improve right now? Then commit to it. Work on it daily. Even if progress feels gradual. Even if it feels boring. Even if no one notices. Stay. Focus isn't about doing more, it's about removing everything that's not significant. Every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you weaken your main goal. So you must protect your direction. Because when you focus, your effort becomes powerfuler. Your results become visible. Your confidence increases. Your identity becomes clear. You stop feeling lost. You begin moving forward. You don't need more goals. You need one clear direction and the discipline to stay with it. Step 6. Become the person you respect. Most people are trying to get results. They want success, confidence, respect, improved life. But they ignore something truly essential. Results come after identity. You don't get respect first and then become powerful. You become powerful first, then respect follows. Right now, there are 2 versions of you. The person you're today and the person you know you can become. The gap between these 2 isn't luck, it's your daily actions. They say, I want confidence, but they avoid challenging situations. They say, I want discipline, but they break promises to themselves. They say, I want to improve, but they choose comfort again and again. So gradually, they lose something truly essential. Self-respect. Self-respect is simple. It means you trust yourself. You say something and you do it. You decide something and you follow it. even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. Think about a locked door. If the key is weak or broken, the door will never open. In the same way, your promises to yourself are the key to your growth. If you keep breaking them, your mind stops trusting you. But if you keep them, even little ones, your mind begins believing, I am someone who does what I say, and that belief changes everything. Begin building self-respect daily. Do what you said you would do. Keep little promises, complete what you begin. Don't lie to yourself. Don't escape challenging tasks. Even little actions matter, because every time you keep your word, you build your identity. Because when you respect yourself, you don't need approval from others. You don't depend on motivation. You don't quit easily. You become stable, powerful, and focused. You don't become confident by thinking. You become confident by proving to yourself again and again that you can trust yourself. Step 7. Stop escaping discomfort and begin using it. This is where real growth happens. Most people aren't weak. They just avoid discomfort. They run from hard work, challenging conversations, discipline, effort, failure, because it feels uncomfortable. Discomfort isn't a problem. Discomfort is a signal. It means you're doing something new, you're pushing your limits, you're growing. But most people misunderstand it. They feel uncomfortable and think, this isn't for me. So, they stop. Imagine learning to swim. The first time you enter water, you feel uncomfortable. Your body isn't used to it. You feel unsure. You feel afraid. If you leave immediately, you stay the same. But if you stay, practice, and keep going, your body adapts. What was once uncomfortable becomes natural. Life works the same way. Successful people don't avoid discomfort. They use it. They understand, if this feels hard, it means I am growing. So, they stay. They don't run. Begin training yourself. Do one uncomfortable thing each and every day. Speak even when you feel nervous. Work even when you feel lazy. Continue even when it feels boring. Stay even when it gets challenging. Don't escape. Stay. Your comfort zone feels safe, but nothing grows there. Everything you want is outside of it, and the only way to reach it's through discomfort. Because when you stop escaping discomfort, you stop being controlled by fear. You stop quitting early. You stop limiting yourself. You become someone who can handle pressure, and that makes you dangerous in the best way. If you want an improved life, stop asking for comfort. Begin building strength. Step 8. Stay consistent even when nothing feels like working. This is where most people quit. Not at the beginning. Not when they are excited, but in the middle. When things become gradual. When results aren't visible. When effort feels useless, that's the breaking point. Everyone begins powerful, but very few people continue. Because consistency isn't about doing something when it feels great, it's about continuing even when nothing feels like it is working. You begin improving yourself. You wake up early. You practice your skills. You control your habits. For several days, everything feels great. Then suddenly, you feel tired. Results aren't visible. Progress feels gradual. Doubts begin coming. Your mind begins saying, this isn't working. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should stop. And most people listen to that voice. They stop. And they go back to their old life. Think about heating water. At 20 degrees, nothing happens. At 40 degrees, still nothing. At 70 degrees, still nothing visible. It looks like your effort is useless. But when it reaches 100 degrees, it begins boiling. The problem is most people stop at 70 degrees or 80 degrees. They don't stay long enough to reach the point where results appear. Your effort wasn't wasted. It was incomplete. Stop focusing only on results. Focus on showing up daily. Do the work. Repeat the process. Stay on your path. Even if progress feels gradual. Even if you don't feel motivated. Even if no one notices. Because consistency builds something invisible first. Momentum. And once momentum builds, results follow. You're not just building results, you're building a version of yourself that doesn't quit. And that identity is more powerful than any short-term success. Because when you become consistent, you stop beginning over. You stop losing progress. You stop depending on motivation. You become reliable. And reliable people always move forward. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to not quit. Step 9. Protect your time like it's your life. Most people say time is significant, but they don't treat it like it's They give it away easily to unnecessary conversations, distractions, scrolling, things that don't matter. And then they say, I don't have time. Time isn't just something you use. Time is your life. Every hour you spend is a part of your life gone forever. You can earn money again. You can fix mistakes, but you can't get your time back. People don't lose their future in one large mistake. They lose it in little daily waste. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 1 hour of distraction, 2 hours of nothing significant. And gradually, days are gone, then months, then years. Imagine you have a container with little holes at the bottom. You keep pouring water into it, but it never fills. Why? Because it keeps leaking. Your time works the same way. You may try to improve your life, but if you don't close the leaks, distractions, waste, unnecessary things, your progress will always disappear. Begin protecting your time. Reduce useless phone usage. Say no to things that don't matter. Avoid people who waste your time. Focus on significant tasks first. Use your time with intention. You don't need more time. You need less waste. Time isn't equal for everyone. Some people use 24 hours to grow. Some people use the same 24 hours to stay stuck. The difference isn't time. The difference is awareness. Because when you protect your time, you create space for growth. You focus on what matters. You move quicker than others. And gradually, your life begins improving without stress. If you don't control your time will control your life. Step 10. Build your life around a clear purpose. Most people are busy. They wake up, they work, they scroll, they talk, they sleep, and then repeat. They are active, but not moving forward. Why? Because they don't have a clear direction. When you don't have a purpose, you become available for everything. Every distraction pulls you. Every opinion affects you. Every little problem feels large. Each and every day feels random. You wake up and ask, what should I do today? And that question itself is the problem. Purpose isn't something complicated. It's simply knowing what you're trying to build, what you want to improve, what direction your life is going. It gives your actions meaning. Imagine you're driving a car without a destination. You can drive for hours. You can use fuel. You can move quick. You can even enjoy the road. But at the end of the day, you have reached to nowhere. Now imagine driving with a clear destination. Every turn makes sense. Every decision has direction. Clears throat. Even delays don't confuse you because you know where you're going. Life works the same way. Without purpose, you change goals frequently. You lose focus easily. You follow what others are doing. You feel lost even when you're busy. You don't lack effort. You lack direction. Take time to define your direction. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become? What am I trying to improve right now? What matters most in my life? Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it must be clear. Purpose doesn't need to be large. It just needs to be real. Even a simple purpose like improving your English, building a powerful mindset, becoming disciplined, creating something of your own is enough to guide your actions. Because when you have purpose, you stop wasting time on meaningless things. You stop getting distracted easily. You stop comparing yourself with others. You become focused. And focused people always move forward. If you don't choose your direction, life, clears throat, will choose it for you. And most of the time, it won't be the one you want. Step 11. Invest in yourself consistently. Most people spend their life trying to improve their situation. They want an improved job, more money, better opportunities, more respect, a better lifestyle. But they forget something truly essential. Your situation improves only when you improve. If you stay the same, your life will stay the same. You can change your environment, but without growth, you will create the same problems again. You can get opportunities, but without skills, you will lose them. You can begin something new, but without discipline, you won't continue. That's why the most powerful thing you can ever do is this. Invest in yourself. When people hear investment, they think about money. They think, if I invest money, it will grow. But very few people think like this. If I invest in myself, my entire life will grow. And that's the difference. Money can be lost. Opportunities can disappear. People can leave. But what you build inside yourself stays with you. It means using your time, energy, and focus to improve yourself daily. Not once. Not when you feel motivated. Not only when things are going well, but consistently. It means you decide, no matter what happens, I will grow a bit each and every day. You don't need a complicated plan. You need simple, repeatable actions each and every day. You invest in your knowledge, your skills, your thinking, your habits, your discipline. Even little actions matter, because small investments, repeated daily, create massive results over time. Think of a little plant. When you water it one day, nothing happens. When you water it for a week, still nothing impressive. It looks the same. It feels gradual. Now imagine stopping because you don't see results. The plant dies. Now, imagine continuing each and every day. You give a bit water. Days pass. Weeks pass. Months pass gradually. Roots grow deeper. Leaves become powerfuler. The plant becomes stable. One day, it becomes a powerful tree. The growth was always happening. You just couldn't see it at the beginning. Your self-development works the same way. They invest in everything except themselves. They spend hours on entertainment, time on distractions, energy on things that don't matter. And then they say, my life isn't changing. But they are not investing where it matters. What you should invest in daily. Focus on these areas. 1. Your skills. Skills create value. The more useful you're, the more opportunities you get. Spend time daily learning, practicing, improving. Even 1 hour a day can change your future. 2. Your mindset. Your thinking controls your actions. If your thinking is weak, you doubt yourself. You avoid challenges. You quit easily. If your thinking is powerful, you take action. You stay focused. You handle pressure. So, invest time in improving how you think. 3. Your discipline. Without discipline, you begin and stop. You depend on motivation. You lose consistency. With discipline, you continue. You build habits. You move forward daily. Discipline is the structure of your growth. 4. Your health. If your body is weak, your mind becomes weak. No energy means no focus, no consistency, no progress. So, invest in movement, rest, basic care. You don't need perfection. You need energy. 5. Your communication. Your ability to express yourself changes your life. If you can't communicate, people don't understand your value. You lose opportunities. You feel less confident. If you communicate clearly, you influence, you connect, you grow quicker. So, invest time in improving how you speak and express. They invest once, then stop. They try for several days, then quit. That's not investment, that's testing. Real investment is showing up daily, even when it's boring, even when it is gradual, even when results aren't visible. At the beginning, your investment feels invisible. You don't see large results. You may even feel like nothing is changing, but something is happening. You're building awareness, strength, control, discipline, identity, and one day, everything begins showing at once. After months of investing in yourself, your thinking becomes clear, your habits become powerful, your confidence becomes natural, your skills become valuable, your decisions become improved. People will say, you changed, but they didn't see your daily investment. Because when you invest in yourself, you stop depending on luck, you stop waiting for chances, you stop blaming your situation, you become someone who creates results. And that's real power. You're either investing in yourself or wasting yourself. There's no middle. Each and every day is either building you or reducing you. If you want a future that's improved than your present, don't wait for it. Don't hope for it. Don't dream about it. Build it by investing in yourself every single day. At the end of the day, no one is coming to change your life. It's you, your habits, your decisions, your actions. Work on yourself each and every day, even when it's hard, even when it's gradual. Because one day all that effort will turn into a life you're proud of. Begin now. Don't wait.